the small piece I said was 300 millimeters, but if you want to make that a little bit smaller or larger, that's up to you. Depends on the size of your dog and what's going to be comfortable for her to step over. But I would suggest for a large to medium sized dog, 300 mil will be big enough to keep your puppies in, but let the mum jump in and out. Another beef I had with the other, well, not really a beef, but the way that the other guys had done it was they put wood glue onto the timber before they did it, which is going to give you a more secure and firmer fit. The downside is that when you finish with this thing, this one, I'm just going to screw it together. So when I've finished, I can unscrew it and flat pack it and put it away somewhere. And then if you have another dog, or if you're going to use this again, or you want to use it for making something else, then the stuff is there. If you glue it together, you're going to be breaking it apart and you're going to damage the stuff. So I'm going to do it without glue. So I'm going to mark up the sides. I have just marked up the sides on this one. You see, I've just put 3 marks on there, and then I'm going to transfer those across. And now I'm just transferring these across. And I've just done the same on the lengthways. So now I can run down with this thing and just mark each of these 8mm in, because that's half of the width. Okay, so we're going to drill the holes. If you're on a wooden floor, it's a good idea to stick some timber underneath it. Don't forget, happy wife, happy life. Okay, on the bottom one, I'm going to actually countersink with a larger drill, just so that we don't scratch the floor. Now I've turned that back over, so those countersinks are underneath. So now I've clamped one of the sides in place. A couple of clamps and a block of wood. You can get special jigs for that. If you haven't got them, you've got a couple of clamps, that'll help. I'm just going to put a pilot drill 3mm through there. Keep it nice and square. I'll hold. Okay, this one now should go inside, and because it's slightly shorter. Okay, now our end piece is ready to go in. The advantage of buying this separately is it has melamine on the top, not on the bottom though, but that doesn't matter. And that can go in now. I've got one that's 300mm. My dog is a Doberman. She can step over 300 reasonably easily. If your dog's a bit smaller, you might want to get a smaller one or cut it down. Okay, so now I've stood it up on the back so that I can just drill all the holes in this and screw them in. I've countersunk these, but it turns out you didn't really need to. The drill will push those in hard enough so that they countersink themselves. Those are pretty flush, but just in case, we don't want to scratch the floor. Did I mention that the screws are about 50mm long? Don't forget we need holes in the corners for our blocks. Okay, so we've got some 50 by 50 blocks. These are actually slightly larger, and they go inside the corners there. As you can see, they're screwed in. Screw there and screw there. Okay, so there's your box ready for the pig rails. Okay, so we're going to start the pig rails by measuring distance to the top of there, which I make to be around 102mm. Okay, so now we're going to push this on as far as it will go, and then we're going to mark it. Looks like about 19mm to me, which gives us about 83mm. So we take 83mm off each end. So if we add that up, it's 166, if my eyes don't deceive me. So we take 166 off whatever the measurement of the bed is. So we measure the inside where the pig rails go in, and we take 166 off, and we cut to the length, which gives us about 1046. So we cut to 1046 and put the bends on. So when you come to mark it, you can mark it round with a piece of paper, just wrap it round carefully, and that'll give you your mark all the way around. When you come to cut it, you cut it either with a hacksaw or with a grinder with a diamond blade. But if you're using a grinder with a diamond blade, just be very careful, they bite. So there's the box, and it's just about finished. It just wants a bead of silicone run around those corners. The pig rail's in. Just on a note on that, I actually thought that 2 inches sounded a bit small. I put it up to 3 inches and it was too high. 2 inches is perfect. I've rounded off the corners just to make it less chance of anyone scratching or hurting themselves, including the dog. You might find that 300mm for the front is a little bit high for your dog. If so, you can cut the thing down a little bit or make it smaller. Otherwise, that's the whole thing. Just want some bedding in the bottom and it's ready to go. Okay, thanks very much for watching. See you then. Bye bye.